Welcome back, friends. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a really big announcement for our family. Probably the biggest decision we've ever had to make in our marriage, and the biggest decision we've ever made for our family, and the hardest decision we've ever made for our family. Without further ado, we are moving, guys. We are moving across the country. Up to the north, we are moving from South Carolina to Pennsylvania in just a few months. This has all happened so fast. It feels like such a whirlwind. We found out on a Monday and we had to give them our decision by Friday. And it was just such a shock. It was so hard, but also it wasn't hard. It's kind of hard to explain because we had such a peace about it, even from the beginning. But it was just such a huge life-changing decision that it was really hard to make, because obviously it's not just me and my husband. We have to think about our kids and their future and them living away from grandparents and all of that. So it was such a hard decision. We also really, really love our community here. We love our church. We love our co-op. We love our friends and our neighbors, and we have developed so many close friendships in all of those places. Our church has also just really become our family. And so it's been really hard thinking about leaving all of that, but also we are really, really excited about what the Lord is doing through this open door. We really see it as an open door. We feel like the Lord is really moving in Pennsylvania and that we are supposed to be a part of that somehow, and that God is going to use us somehow there to minister, to be ministered to. And so we are really excited about that, but it is quite the move for our family. It will be a 14-hour drive for most of our family to come see us and for us to visit them. So that will be really hard. It will be about a 10 or 11-hour drive for us just to get there and to move and all of that. I don't know if I mentioned, but we are moving because of my husband's job. He got a job offer there near Philadelphia, and so we will be moving to kind of the Lancaster, Philadelphia area. Thankfully, with his job, they are gonna pay to have us moved, so that is such a blessing, because y'all, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of kids. We got a lot of animal stuff. We just got a lot of stuff, and the thought of having to move all of that was like nauseating to me. So I'm so thankful that we will have someone to move us. Hopefully. We're still unsure of a lot of the details. We don't even really have a definite move date yet. So we're still waiting on a lot of finalizations on some things, but it is for sure that we are moving, and we're thinking it'll probably be sometime in mid to late May. So very fast. We're already preparing our home to get it listed for sale. We're getting pictures made this week of our home, and then next week it will go on the market. So we have been doing so much to prepare for that. That has been a lot, just getting the house ready to sell. Not to mention all of the preparations we're starting to make for when we get to Pennsylvania. We're already looking at houses, getting with realtors there, all of those things. So that is one reason why I have gone back to just one video a week. You can imagine it has been crazy, very, very busy, and just so many different decisions having to be made and moving parts. And so having one more video a week to do was just really stressing me out. So I will be going back to one video a week for the foreseeable future until I feel like I can get my head above water and breathe a little bit when we get to our next house, which we are hoping to be able to do. We're really, really praying, if you guys could pray with us, that once we sell this house, a house there will open up and it will just all work out. We really are hoping for some land there. We don't want to be like in a city or even really a suburb. So that is becoming a challenge to find, because housing there is so very expensive. So just be praying with us on that. But we are just really excited about this move. Our kids really took it well. At first, they were a little bit of tears when they started to think about their friends that they were going to leave and things like that. But then we started talking to them about the awesome new opportunities that we were going to have. You guys know that area is full of really amazing field trips and opportunities to learn so much and travel so much. So we are really excited about that. And the Lord really moved in this situation and worked every single thing out for us so far. We have seen His hand on this from the very beginning, even before we made the decision, he was already working things out for us to be able to make this decision. For instance, our house, you guys know, it got hit by Hurricane Helene, and we had to end up getting new gutters for our entire house. We had to get a new garage door, all of which the insurance paid for, all of which would have had to be done before listing our house. And we would not have had the money to pay for that out of our own pocket. So the Lord worked that out perfectly in the most perfect timeline to where we could have all of that done before we list our house, which is such an incredible blessing. And I just am always amazed at how he works things out like that. I also had been feeling on my heart that I was supposed to kind of lay a few things down in this season. I didn't know why. I didn't know what for. I was literally like messaging people saying, I just feel like things are shifting for our family. I didn't even know what that meant, but I was like, this is what I know the Lord is calling me to do. So I was already starting to lay some different things down, and now I know why he was preparing us for this move. And it's just been so many different things like that, guys. I could probably write a whole book on just how he has completely orchestrated all of this so perfectly. And I just know that he is working all of this for our good, and I know he's in this. So we have such a peace about that. So this is a lot, guys. We will have a lot going on in the next couple of months. We have to sell our house. We have to find a house there, or either find something to rent for a little while until we find our house there. We have to get all of this stuff packed up, which obviously I don't have to pack everything. Thankfully, the movers will pack probably 95% of it. But there are things that obviously I want to pack myself, and there are things that moving companies won't take, like all of my bulk food items and a few other things. So we will be doing some packing. I'm gonna hopefully take you guys along and show you kind of what I'm doing, how I'm preparing our house to move, and all of that. But yeah, it is gonna be a lot in the next few months, so we covet your prayers for that. I would love to know if any of you guys have ever moved cross country or through different states, if you have a moving company that you recommend that will come and move everything for you, because that would be super helpful. I've gotten a few recommendations, but having even more would be so helpful. So this is happening, guys. We are very excited to be in that area. Honestly, it's again another funny God thing, because my husband and I both do not like the heat where we live. And we have always said if we have to move anywhere, we're moving north. And I have always said if we move anywhere, I would love to be in Lancaster, because I think that it is the most beautiful place in all of the US. Not that I've seen all of the US, but from what I've seen, like, it is so beautiful. I just love the rolling hills and the farmland and just how green and beautiful everything is. I love the weather there. So we are very excited about experiencing all of that. I'm sure we will change our tune when we are experiencing all of the snow and we're really cold and we're just be wishing for the 70-degree weather back home. But we are very excited for it right now. My kids are already planning for days where they can play in the snow and build snowmen and sled and ice skate and all of that. They are counting down the days for all of that. But their hearts are also a little bit sore, because obviously they're leaving their friends and their family, and that is really hard, especially for our older ones. So if you could just keep them in your prayers, we would really appreciate that. We will more than likely be in a house that's going to need some renovations, so I'm excited to take you guys along for that, because I was not doing YouTube when we moved in this house, and we transformed this house from a very dated 80s house to our new modern looking house, and it was such a process. It was a lot of really tiring days. We did the majority of the work ourselves, so it was a lot of work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it was so worth it, and it was so rewarding to get to see it all come together. So I'm excited to maybe share that with you guys in our next home, if that is what we end up doing. We're still very unsure as far as what we'll buy. We're very open to older homes, but we're also very open to newer homes. It really just kind of depends on the price and the location and all of that. But before we move, I am hoping to share with you guys a video of our current house and the work we've done in it over the years, so that I can have it for memory's sake. But I know that you guys have asked me that for a long time. Can you do a home tour? Can you do a home tour? And honestly, I just did not feel comfortable comfortable with that, with us still living in the house. But once we move, I'll definitely share that video with you guys because I think it'll be so cool. I would love for you guys to see all the work we've done, because if you see the before pictures, like, you would not even believe that it is the same house. So it's definitely come a long ways, but we are very proud of it and we are very sad to leave it. We love our neighbors here. We love this home, but we are excited for what the Lord has for us next. Getting this house was such a God story too for us. Like, y'all, we should not have gotten this house. It was just a total, complete God thing. And I would love to share that story with you guys one day, but I don't have time today. But it's just, I just know He's going to do that again. I just believe it. And I just know that He's got the most perfect place for us there in Pennsylvania. And so anyways, if you guys live in that area, I would love for you to message me or even shoot me an email, because I am definitely looking for people who are in that area. And I would love to ask you all the questions about all the different things in that area, because I know we're going to need so much advice. So I would love to hear from you guys that are living in that area. And thank you guys so much for just being here with me on this journey and being my friend and just walking with me through each season that the Lord has us in. I'm very excited to take you guys along for this new season that He has for us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back next week. See you then, y'all. Bye.